Samantha Montalvo, and I want to welcome you to VISN 8 HRD's 11-week program focusing on Staffing and Recruitment Fundamentals training. This training is geared to go over the fundamentals of training. In today's class, we will go over some highlights about this topic, which we hope is very helpful for you. Before we begin, I want to go over some housekeeping items. This training is specifically targeted for HR staff with more or less than 1 year working in staffing, or if supervisor deemed it necessary. If any bargaining unit employees are logged on, this is your opportunity to log off at this time. This training is being recorded and will be posted on the HR Hub for all VISN 8 HR employees. I'd like to introduce our VISN 8 HRD team. Our team is composed of Amara Bedward, Lisette Lima, Valerie McKinney, myself, Samantha Montalvo, Angel Torres Morales, and Luis Torres. You can contact us via our email group at visin8hrd@va.gov. This is lesson 2 of 11, and we will be covering position management and classification. We will be covering several topics over the next few weeks, and these trainings will be on demand so that you can go back and review at your own leisure. The goal of this endeavor is to cover the HR staffing topics that will give you a foundation that you can build on. So we do have some learning objectives. Our learning objectives are to understand position management and its importance, understand Title V position classification processes and position description creation, understand Title 38 and hybrid Title 38 functional occupational standards and functional statements creation. What is HR's role in position management? Human Resource Management shall provide advice and assistance to the designated facility position management committee or coordinator in the development of a local position management review plan. Although we all fall under one VA mission, each facility has different needs, personnel and operational goals, and objectives. So it is important that each facility has a tailored position management review plan. HR's role is extremely important in assisting in this area. Position management is a carefully designed position structure that blends management decisions, the skills, and assignments of employees with the goal of successfully carrying out the organization or agency's mission. An effective position management program conserves average grade levels and controls personnel costs, determining the number of positions needed, knowledge and skills required, and the grouping of duties and responsibilities with the goal of achieving the best workforce. As HR professionals, it's imperative that we work together with the supervisors and managers to meet organizational needs. This should not be confused with position management role in HR Smart. That is simply the tool position managers use to assist them in getting this done. Communication between HR and supervisors is key to an effective position management program. So why is position management necessary? Well, it helps to determine funding and budgetary needs. Each position is connected to a dollar amount, and when that position is filled, there's a direct impact to the agency's budget. You can establish clear lines of authority and accountability within an organization. Without this, there would be chaos and inefficiencies. You can clearly identify responsibility for work and how work is assigned and accomplished. It will help to ensure work is organized and positions do not overlap with each other. Again, we want to avoid inefficiencies. It can enhance the ability to accomplish the mission of the organization. Our mission involves the support of 1% of the population that made the decision to join the military, and it's expected that we do our very best job we can for them. It's a tool for recruitment, workforce planning, training, and advancement, and it helps us to evaluate our workforce for quality. To get started, we must answer 2 questions. What is position management, and why is it necessary? Human resources professionals are responsible for providing advice and assistance to those officials on how to develop a sound local position management review plan. Position management is covered in VA Directive 5003, Part 2. Supervisors and management are responsible for ensuring periodic reviews are conducted for all positions. HR should serve as the technical advisor when position management decisions are made. Sometimes these decisions are in a resource management board meeting where HR, the PENTAD or Quad, CFO, and other key personnel discuss positions. In a nutshell, these meetings are necessary to ensure the result is a sound local position management plan. Please refer to Handbook 5003 Part 2 for a detailed description for a comprehensive local position management program. VA directives provide mandatory department-wide policies. VA handbooks prescribe mandatory department-wide procedures or operational requirements implementing policies contained in the directives. So here are 11 questions that managers should ponder when making the decision to fill or develop a position. Number one, does this position continue to meet the needs of the organization? Number two, do we really need it? Number three, can we eliminate or realign the position? Number four, have new duties been added? Number five, has the PD or FS been updated or needs updating? Number six, where does it fit within the organizational chart? Number seven, is the organizational chart updated and is this position reflected correctly? Number eight, is there funding attached to the position? Has it been approved? Number nine, is it hard to fill? Number 10, should we consider incentives to help our recruitment efforts? And number 11, do we have the budget for the incentive? I want to note that any new positions that are created have to be approved by the Resource Management Board or a similar facility entity. It may be called something else. In order to get this done, it will need to be introduced to the board and there must be a sound business case provided in order to get it approved. The board would vote to approve or disapprove the request. HR and fiscal attend the meeting but are not voting members. It's the director, associate director, chief of staff, associate director of patient care services, and assistant director. So here are 8 keys to a sound position management program. Avoid overlap. This happens when 2 or more people are independently doing all or part of a job requiring fewer employees or only one. Align with the mission, function, and the budget. Be consistent with approved staffing and career ladders. Be consistent with the kind and level of work assigned. Certified need for all positions. Certified need for deputy and assistants. Use trainee, entry-level, developmental hiring situations, and succession planning. Look for internal staff that are ready for additional responsibility. An organizational chart maps out the structure of what an organization looks like. It's important to clearly see the layout of an organization. For example, how many subordinates a supervisor may have. Span of control can make or break an organization's morale, efficiency, and effectiveness. It contains title of positions, the reporting structure, the number of positions, and pay plan, occupational series, and grade. Effective position management means getting work done by using appropriate tools and personnel in the way that represents the best balance of cost, efficiency, and effectiveness. So here we'll just do a quick little knowledge check before going into part 2 of the training. Question 1, which is not contained in an organizational chart? Is it A, position titles, B, reporting structure, C, job duties, or D, number of positions? Well, the answer is C, job duties. Question number 2, position management is a blend of all of these items except A, management decisions, B, supervisory seniority, C, employee skills, or D, employee assignments. The answer is supervisory seniority. And our last question, question number 3, why is position management necessary? To enhance union relationships, B, establish clear lines of authority and accountability, C, to determine funding and budgetary needs, or D, B and C. And the answer is both B and C, so D. Okay, so now we're going to cover position classification and what it entails. Position classification is a process through which federal jobs are assigned to a pay system, series, title, and grade or band based on consistent application of position classification standards. So because government agencies have such a need for a variety of positions, a systematic method for their arrangement is necessary for purpose of recruitment, promotion, pay, and related personnel matters. Position classification and job grading are these methods. In today's fast-moving work environment, position classification is extremely important to an organization's success, and human resource management plays a vital role in working with management to ensure we provide viable solutions in this area. Position classification is a process through which Title V General Schedule and Federal Wage System federal jobs are assigned to a pay system, occupational group series, title, and grade. When you're classifying, you want to make sure that everything is structured in the same way with the same type of consistency across the board. And because that consistency is needed, the positions are classified and graded in accordance with OPM issued classification standards and functional guides. Those classification standards that we use encourage uniformity and equity by providing a common reference. The general principle underlying the classification system is equal pay for substantially equal work. HR's role is simple and clear, and we want to make sure that everything is accurate, compliant, and defensible. So just remember ACD. We have the A for accurate. We want to make sure to accurately develop position descriptions that capture primary duties for positions, develop position description that capture primary duties for positions and facilitate specific task requirements. The C is for compliant. Make certain your position documents reflect your requirements while keeping you compliant with all guidelines and standards, including those you may not know exist. Always do continuous research. Then we have D for defensible. You want to verify the accuracy and make appropriate determinations for cybersecurity codes, position sensitivities, and the Fair Labor Standards Act. That will make the position classification defensible by anyone who wants to challenge it. Okay, so when it comes to classifying a position, this is done using classification standards, functional guides, handbooks for occupational groups and families, classification appeals and advisory decisions, classification guidance documents, agency directives, memos, regulations. I also want to note that VA Directive 5003 also addresses classification for the VA. Here we're giving you an example of the job series and where you are. For the GS 200 series, which HR is covered under, it will look like this illustration here. All right, so for classification standards, we use specific formats to obtain information for determinations of occupation, series, title, and grading criteria. In this illustration here, you can see the breakdown for non-supervisory and supervisor, general schedule, and federal wage system formats. So you have factor evaluation system format for general schedule. You have general schedule supervisor format, federal wage system introduction, and federal wage system supervisor form. Here we placed a few important links that are available to you for classification, and we will also add these links as a reference. Let's discuss Title V position descriptions. A PD, or position description, is a statement of the major duties, responsibilities, and supervisory relationships of a position. So in its simplest form, a PD or position description indicates the work to be performed by the position. So keep in mind that position descriptions are only used for Title V positions. They can help create uniformity and equity by common reference across organizations, locations, and agencies. They also help to ensure that there is equal pay for substantially equal work, as we stated earlier. And PDs also assist in managing employees efficiently and effectively. So PDs provide a description of duties of the position. It determines the classification of the position, determines the grade and series of the positions and pay, determines how candidates will be qualified, and should reflect an accurate assignment of the major duties of the job. So a PD is used to document a position's duties, authority, and responsibility, performance expectations, and determine proper pay and compensation. So work is classified by pay plan, occupational group, general schedule, or job family, federal wage system, series, and grade. PDs that have had significant and lasting changes to the major duties, organization, etc., should be submitted for classification review. So here we're just showing you that the job title is, this is an example, Human Resource Specialist is the job title, GS is the pay plan, the 0201 is the occupational series, and the 11 represents the grade. So let's discuss functional statements. A functional statement is an official statement of the major duties, responsibilities of a position that are in alignment with the qualification standards and include the specialty area where work is performed and the specialized experience that is required. Functional statements are only used for hybrid and some Title 38 positions. So example, nurses. VA national level subject matter experts develop the qualification standards, which are housed in the VA Handbook 5005. So here we're describing the Title V classification process. So one, the need needs to be identified, position created or updated. Then the PD is written and signed by the manager. And the HR strategic business unit consults with the supervisors, shares all the resources, tools on how to write the PD, helps with the CCU leave consult, etc. The supervisor submits the PD to classification via HR CCU leave. Then the classifier classifies the positions, uses OPM standards, guides, and appeals, and then the PD goes into effect. So in the VA handbook, it lets you know the role of the supervisor and the HR professionals when it comes to functional statements. So the supervisors are responsible for writing the functional statements. They should review it at least every 2 years to verify accuracy, and they should make sure that the functional statements are signed and dated. The HR professional provides consultation to the supervisors, so they ensure the correct and most recent standards are being used, ensure it aligns with the appropriate grade or specialty. And when it comes to a position that will be recruited or filled at grade levels below the full performance level, functional statements must be developed for each grade level up to and including the full performance level. With position descriptions and functional statements, it's important to remember that position descriptions are only used for Title V positions, and functional statements are only used for Title 38 and hybrid Title 38 positions. So here we're going to do a little knowledge check. Let's see where our knowledge is and what we learned from the previous slides. All right, so question one, what do the red numbers or the numbers in red represent? Human Resource Specialist GS 0201 1112. So is that 0201 the pay plan, the job series, the grade, or the step? And the answer is B, job series. Question two, what do the numbers in red represent? Human Resource Specialist GS 0201, and in red is the 11/2. Is that the pay plan, the grade, the step, or both B and C? And the answer is both B and C. Question number three, our last question. All of these are position classification formats except A, factor evaluation system for GS, B, federal wage system introduction, C, HR star evaluation system, or D, general schedule supervisor. And the answer is C, HR star evaluation system. So in summary, you should now have a foundational knowledge of the following: position management and its importance, Title V position classification processes and position description creation, and Title 38 and hybrid Title 38 functional occupational standards and functional statement creation. Here we have the references that we used to create this training: VA Directive 5003 Part 2, VA Handbook 5005, Classification Essentials for Supervisors, and the OCHCO HR Smart. Do want to thank you so much for attending this training, and we hope that you learned some new things and new information. Once again, this recording is going to be added to the HR Hub for all VISN 8 HR employees to review at your own leisure. We left our contact information for the VISN 8 HRD team, and we hope to hear from you guys soon. Thank you so much.